That is the time allocated for the sitting or the plenary sitting of the National Assembly proceedings on this 11th day of March, the year 2025. This is the live proceedings of the National Assembly, streaming live from the Parliament buildings in Nairobi, a broadcast that is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. A warm welcome to you as you join us for these proceedings. On your screens currently, that is the National Assembly chamber. Members are slowly making their way inside the chamber, ready for the plenary sitting. And as we wait for the members to get into the chamber, as well as the procession of the speaker, we shall be taking a look at the business that the members will be transacting this afternoon as they convene for this plenary sitting. The members will this afternoon consider various bills as well as motions. The National Assembly will this afternoon resolve to sit on other days. Of course, this is other than the Tuesday, Wednesday morning and afternoon, and Thursday afternoon sitting. And this is as provided for in the House Standing Order 28, paragraph 4, with regards to the calendar of the House, as well as Standing Order number 30, paragraph 3, part C, with regards to the hours of the meeting. And it will resolve that to hold morning sitting on Thursday. This is this Thursday, the 13th of March, the year 2025, and Friday, the 14th of March. And the sittings are set to commence from 10 a.m. And this is for purposes of considering priority business relating to the supplementary estimates 2 for the financial year 2024-2025. More business is regards to the related legislation as well as the budget cycle. Also, on the Monday of 17th March 2025, the House is resolving to commence a short recess. This, of course, are changes or alterations to the calendar. So this afternoon, the House will resolve to commence the short recess on Monday 17th and resume its regular sittings on Tuesdays of 1st April, the year 2025, to continue with the first part of the fourth session. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to sit for its plenary sitting. Time allocated is 2:30. However, as you can see on your screens, members have already made their way into the chambers, of course ready or in preparation for this afternoon's business to be transacted. And of course at 2:30 then we will be expecting to see the procession of the speaker. Once the speaker makes his way into the chamber, then we shall let you in as the proceedings begin. This afternoon also, a motion by the leader of the majority party with regards to elections in reconstituted committees is also yet another business that the members will be considering. And this particular motion, this is with regards to the reconstitution of committees. And you will recall that on the 5th and 6th of March, the year 2025, this particular business was addressed before the floor of the House. However, there are resolutions that this afternoon the leader of the majority party is moving to the House and seeks the House to resolve that with respect to departmental committees, where chairperson or vice chairperson is ordinarily elected for the term of Parliament. The elections will only be undertaken for the positions of chairperson or vice chairperson which fell vacant as a result of the recent reconstitution of committees. This includes chairpersons for departmental committees on energy, environment, forestry and mining, health, labor, and trade, industry and cooperatives, and vice chairpersons for the departmental committees on education, lands, regional development, and tourism and wildlife. Well, as you can see, that is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, already in the chambers to preside over this afternoon sitting. I will now hand these proceedings over to you to follow. My name is Kamchemenza. Good afternoon.
Waheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umetuletea nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu. Tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao wameridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tunakuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao hajasahau umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Sergeant, ring the quorum bell.
Well, the prayer has been said and the chair has been taken. And that would have given way for the House to commence its business. However, as indicated by the Speaker, the House has not quorated for it to be able to commence its business, for it to be deemed to have attained its quorum. At the commencement of House business, the quorum of the House has to be reached for it to be able to commence its business, and this is as provided for in the House Standing Order number 34. Inside the chambers, as you can see, members are making their way into the chambers, and of course this will allow the House to attain or raise that particular quorum. Remember, the Sergeant at Arms as well as the clerk are keeping tabs with the members or the number of members currently inside the chamber. And once that quorum is achieved, then the business will, without any further delay, commence. And pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44, Paragraph 2, Part C, where various members may request for statements from various committees. This afternoon, the Honorable Member for Runyenjes, Honorable Eric Karemba, will request for a statement from the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock with regards to high cost of farm feeds. The Honorable Member for Funyula, Dr. Oundo, will also request for a statement from the Committee on Education with regards to welfare of members of staff. of the Technical University of Kenya, as well as the Honorable Member for Kirinyaga Central, Honorable Joseph Kitari. We'll also request for statement from the Committee on Energy. This is with regards to the status of electricity projects in Kirinyaga County. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. A business lined up for this afternoon. Currently, the prayer has been said and chair taken. However, the quorum has not been raised yet. And that is why we can still see that more members are making their way to the chambers or getting into the chambers. Once that quorum is achieved, then the business of the day will commence. But this afternoon, as the members sit, they will be resolving to alter a bit the calendar with regards to the dates that they will be going on the recess, as well as sitting days and hours. This afternoon, the House will be resolving to hold morning sittings on Thursday, 13th March 2025, as well as Friday, 14th March 2025, sittings that will commence from 10 a.m. Main agenda will be considering priority business relating to the supplementary estimates too for the financial year 2024 and 2025. More business to be considered is related legislation on that, as well as the budget cycle. The members will also resolve to commence a short recess on Monday 17th. However, allow me to hand you over to the live proceedings as the quorum.
Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. A, legal notice number 53 of 2025 related to the Environmental Management and Coordination Controlled Substance Regulations 2025 and the explanatory memorandum from the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. B, the agreement between the Government of the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates on the Comprehensive Economic Partnership from the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. C, annual report for the financial year 2022-2023 of the Power of Mercy Advisory Committee, POMAC, from the Office of the Attorney General. D, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 and certificates therein in respect of AIC Kangitit Girls School, Bishop Birech High School Tilol, Butere Girls High School, Cardinal Otunga Girls High School, Friends School Kamusinga, Gatugi Girls Secondary School, Joy Valley Secondary School for the physically handicapped, Kagumu High School, Kakamega School, Kamusinde Boys High School, Kiluani Boys Secondary School, Kimabole Secondary School, Matiliku Boys High School, Mukaa Boys High School, Najile Boys High School, Nanyuki High School, Napaelilim Secondary School, Ndururumo High School, Njonjo Girls High School, Our Lady Girls Secondary School, Kakuma, Sericho Secondary School, St. Joseph's Girls Secondary School, St. Teresa Tartar Secondary School, West Pokot, St. Patrick's Kimukungi Girls High School, Bungoma, Turukana Girls National School. E, reports of the Auditor General.
You have skipped 25.
25.
For the record.
Tumutumu Girls High School, sorry, Honorable Speaker. E, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 and certificates therein in respect of 1, Competition Authority of Kenya, Council of Governors Mortgage and Car Loan Fund, 3, Equalization Fund, 4, Financial Reporting Center, 5, Kenya Civil Aviation Authority KCAA Staff Mortgage Scheme, 6, Kenya Accountants and Secretaries National Examinations Board. 7, Kenya Accreditation Service. 8, Kenya Energy Sector Environment and Social Responsibility Programs Fund. 9, Kenya Meat Commission. 10, Kenya Ordnance Factories Corporation, COFAC. 11, Kenya Postal Authority, National Treasury. 12, Kenya Revenue Authority. 13, Kenya Urban Roads Authority. 14, Kenya Vision 2030 Delivery Secretariat. 15, National Cohesion and Integration Commission. 16, National Drought Management Authority. 17, National Housing Corporation. 18, National Security Telecommunication Service. 19, National Social Security Fund. 20, Policyholders Compensation Fund, Car and Mortgage Scheme. 21, Private Security Regulatory Authority. 22, Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Staff Loans Scheme Fund. 23, Receiver of Revenue Statements. 24, Roads Maintenance Levy Fund, Kenya National Highways Authority. 25, Roads Maintenance Levy Fund, Kenya Urban Roads Authority. 26, State Department for Devolution. 27, State Department for Foreign Affairs. 28, State Department for Internal Security and National Administration. 29, Tana and Athi Rivers Development Authority. And 30, Honorable Speaker, the Kitale National Polytechnic. I lay, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson, Liaison Committee, David Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 11th March 2025. Report of the Liaison Committee on the Budget Policy Statement for the financial year 2025-2026 and the medium term, together with a compendium of departmental committee reports on the 2025 Budget Policy Statement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give a notice of motion for consideration of the budget policy statement for the financial year 2025-2026 and the medium term. That this House adopts the report of the Liaison Committee on the Budget Policy Statement for the financial year 2025-2026 and a compendium of departmental committee reports on the 2025 Budget Policy Statement laid on the table of this House on Tuesday, 11th March 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 25(7) of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 412A, and Standing Order 232(9) and 10, approves the Budget Policy Statement for the financial year 2025-2026, and secondly, makes the following financial resolutions with respect to the Budget Policy Statement. 1, the national government budget ceiling be approved at Kenya shillings 2,323,474,081.
From trillion, you go to billion.
No, from trillion to billion and then to million. Okay, let me start again. I'm not used to those figures, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to take it again. 1, the national government budget ceiling be approved at Kenya shillings 2,523,404,081,480, of which the executive, and I think you'll allow me to say the numbers, executive will have Kenya shillings 2.447 trillion, 236 billion, and 081,480 million, and of which the Office of the Auditor General will have Kenya shillings 8.6 trillion, 8 billion 652 million 200,000.
Yes.
And Parliament will have Kenya shillings 49 billion 488 200 million. Then the judiciary shall have Kenya shillings 26 billion 749 million 800,000 only. And 2, the county government equitable share be approved at Kenya shillings 405 billion and 69 million 197,000 only. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
And that's 3. I'd gone to 2. 3, consistent with the latest audited and approved revenue for the financial year 2020-2021, amounting to Kenya shillings 1 trillion 570 billion 562 million 945 and 14,000 only. The allocation to the equalization fund to be set at Kenya shillings 7 billion 852 million 814 and 725,000 only. And 4, the arrears to the equalization fund to be set at Kenya shillings 2 billion 747 million 186,275. And 5, the county government additional allocations be approved at Kenya shillings 69 billion 802 million 409 million 1,623 as per the 3rd schedule, which shall be from the basis of the County Government Additional Allocation Bill 2025. And 6, the allocation for the public participation initiatives be approved at 3 billion. And 7, the 1st and 2nd schedule forms the basis for the ceilings for the financial year 2025-2026 budget estimates. And 7, once approved, the recommendations shall form the basis for the financial year 2025-2026 budget estimates. And C, makes the policy resolutions contained in the report. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Before questions and statements, honorable members, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery students, I believe with teachers from Moi Forces Academy, Kamukunji in Nairobi. In the public gallery, Muthambi Girls School from Mara in Tharaka-Nithi, Makongeni Secondary School from Makadara, Nairobi, Kongotik Girls High School from Bomet, East Bomet, Technical University of Kenya Students and Union from Starehe, Nairobi, Kimuru Secondary School from Kipipiri in Nyandarua. The member for Kipipiri asked me to give her 1 minute to welcome a school from her constituency. You can do so for the rest of the institutions on our behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I take this opportunity to welcome all the schools visiting National Assembly today. And to all students, I tell them to work hard, to read hard, because education is one avenue to make their lives better. In a special way, I recognize Kimuru Secondary School from Kipipiri, Wajohi Sub-County. And Honorable Speaker, I wish to let you know on the floor that Kimuru Secondary School is one of the most disciplined school in Kipipiri, most clean, and they did very well in 2024 examination. I wish them well and hope they'll even do better in this year's examination. Thank you.
Thank you on my behalf and on behalf of the House. We welcome all of you to the House of Parliament. Enjoy yourselves. Question number 1, Eric Karemba, Runyenjes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and it is not a question, it is a statement.
Or is a request for a statement, sorry?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, before I do that, I am very excited, Honorable Speaker, today that unlike those other days, I can see quite a number of Corinos in the speakers, in the public gallery, and I am so happy, Honorable Speaker.
How do you know there are Corinos?
Waswahili hujuana kwa vilemba, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for a statement regarding the high cost of farm feeds. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the high cost of animal feeds. Honorable Speaker, dairy farming is such a crucial in ensuring food security and economic stability in the country. Sadly, the industry faces several challenges that have crippled the farmers, including high cost of animal feeds, high veterinary charges, and change in milk prices. The challenges have in turn decreased milk yields, thereby undermining overall performance and sustainability of dairy farming in the country, and specifically in the Runyenjes constituency in Embu County. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the following. 1, statistics of milk production in Runyenjes constituency in Embu County. 2, the measures being put in place to decrease the cost of animal feeds required for dairy farming. And 3, initiatives being put in place to enhance milk production in the country. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Karemba. Chair, Agriculture and Livestock. DK, are you a member? Bring a response.
We can bring it when we come from recess on 17th.
First day of resumption after recess, that is in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Honorable Dr. Ojambo Oundo Funyula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson, the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the welfare of members of staff of the Technical University of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, the Technical University of Kenya, TUK, was awarded a charter on 15th January 2013. The institution took over from the now vacant Kenya Polytechnic, which was a leading institution for education and training at the tertiary level in Kenya. However, over the past few years, the audit reports by the Auditor General have cited TUK as being among the 23 out of 40 universities facing severe financial instability due to significant debts. More distressingly, on 3rd January 2025, the university was indefinitely closed following protests by lecturers demanding improved working conditions and the disbursement of the salaries overdue since December 2024. Honorable Speaker, the Labor Relations Act and the Employment Act guarantees the fundamental rights of employees, including rights against servitude, conducive working conditions, and timely payment of remuneration. Despite the legal requirements, the management of TUK has repeatedly failed to honor obligations to pay salaries. Additionally, the institution has failed to remit payee, resulting to a debt of 5 billion, Kenya shilling 5 billion, as of June 2024. the university had pending bills of approximately 11 billion. As a result, more than 1,500 employees are facing a bleak future in retirement after it emerged that the institution had lost nearly all their pension savings. On 15 July 2024, the High Court held that the staff retirement benefit scheme was to be wound up. Therefore, the situation is becoming dire in the institution, which was once a beacon of academic excellence. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson, the Departmental Committee on Education, on the following. Number one, the plans put in place by the Ministry of Education to address the financial constraints faced by Technical University of Kenya, including timely payment of salaries to the staff and remittance of deductions. Two, the measures taken by the University Council and Vice Chancellor to address the issues of retirement benefits or to staff and the staff retirement benefit scheme and remittance of statutory and third-party obligations. Three, action being undertaken to compensate staff members affected in winding up the retirement scheme and measures in place to prevent a recurrence of such financial mismanagement in the future. And finally, steps being taken to reopen the institution, specifying the timelines in order to safeguard students from further interruption of the academic program. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Oundo. Chair Education. Chair Education. That is a request for statement on the welfare of members of staff of the Technical University of Kenya. Bring the response in 3 weeks.
Thank you, sir.
Upon a resumption from recess.
Thank you.
Honorable Joseph Gitari, Kirinyaga Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Energy regarding the status of electricity projects in Kirinyaga County. Honorable Speaker, over the past 2 decades, the country has made significant strides in expanding electricity access, with millions of households and business connected to power. However, despite the progress, various areas in Kirinyaga County continue to face persistent challenges in accessing reliable electricity. The lack of electricity has led to increased insecurity, hindered economic activities, and limited opportunities for business and households that depend on electricity daily. This has affected the businesses, schools, health centers, facilities which are unable to operate efficiently due to unreliable power supply. Several follow-up attempts with Kenya Power and REREC on stalled electricity projects in Kirinyaga Central constituency have borne no fruit. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Energy on the status of the following projects. 1, Kariko and Old Kagaita area projects in Oi Ward. 2, Kiabongo area project in Mutira Ward. 3, Kwamakandamia, Kerutera and Gakarara, Kemeri area projects in Kirwea Ward. 4, Kiangongo, Kiremunge, Koromagatarwa, Gatuto, and Mukaduine areas in Kanyekine Ward. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the Kiratina new transformer. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair Energy. Chair Energy, Kawaya. Are you still in Energy? Yes, Kawaya.
Thank you, Chair. I will...
Speaker, not Chair.
Thank you, Speaker.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I will have this communicated to the Energy Committee. 2 weeks.
I directed that you remain in office until the end of the day today.
All right, thank you,
so
Chair.
You are still
2
the
weeks.
Chair.
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
All right.
2 weeks we shall be in recess.
Oh, yeah.
So bring the response the first day upon resumption.
Thank you, Chair.
That's
Thank
3
you,
weeks
Speaker.
from today.
All right.
Thank you, Kawaya. Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Report of the Committee of the Whole House on the County Government's Revenue Raising Process Bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2023. Question to be put on third reading.
Order, honorable members. Member for Tiati, take the nearest seat. Kiborek, take your seat. Umulher, take your seat. Member for Mwea. Take your seats. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 8, which is that the county government's revenue raising process bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2023, be now read a third time. I now put the question at order number 9, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the county government's revenue raising process bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2023. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Government's Revenue Raising Process Bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2023, be now read a third time, and I also request the Honorable David Ochieng to second.
Honorable Speaker, I hereby second. Thank you.
Thank you. I now propose the question, which is that the County Government's Revenue Raising Process Bill, National Assembly. Order. Honorable Mchomba, take your seats. Take the nearest seat. Order, member in the walkway, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I want to repeat to you, it's just etiquette. When the speaker is on his or her feet, everybody must be seated. If you are standing, you freeze. You don't lean to talk to somebody when the speaker is on his or her feet. I think this is what we were taught when we met in Safari Park. Day one. Yes. Honorable members, let me repeat. I propose the question, which is that the county government's revenue raising process bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2023, be now read a third time. I now put the question, and I confirm we have enough quorum, which is that the county government's revenue raising process bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2023, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the process to be followed by county governments in the exercise of their power under Articles 209 and 210 of the Constitution to impose, vary, or waive taxes, fees, levies, and other charges to establish the Interagency Transitional Committee and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Public Audit Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2024, question to be put and third reading.
Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Order. Those two members at the back. Kawanjiku, take your seats. Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 9, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Public Audit Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Public Audit Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2024 be now read a third time. I also request the Honorable Irene Mayaka to second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Order. Order, members. Oundo, you better go back to where you normally sit. Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Public Audit Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2024, be now read a third time. I now put the question at order number 9, and I confirm we have quorum in the House, which is that the Public Audit Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2024, be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Public Audit Act 2015 and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 10, motion, resolution to sit on other days.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a short motion that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 28.4 on calendar of the House and 33C, hours of meeting, this House resolves to 1, hold morning sittings on Thursday, 13th March 2025 and Friday, 14th March 2025, commencing at 10 a.m. for purposes of considering priority business relating to the supplementary estimates 2 for the financial year 2024-2025, related legislation and the budget cycle. 2, commence the short recess on Monday, 17th March 2025. And 3, to resume regular sittings on Tuesday, 1st April 2025, to continue with the first part of the 4th session. Honorable Speaker, as was agreed by the House Business Committee with the proposal to have a morning sitting on Thursday morning and Friday morning, and I know, Honorable Speaker, many of our Muslim colleagues are in the fasting season, and also many of our Catholic brothers and sisters, including the Honorable Speaker, in the Lent season. And I know what happens on Fridays with them. So we have sought to have that sitting only on the morning part from 10 to 1 p.m. to consider the budget, supplementary budget. As members are aware, there are many, many issues, especially relating to exchequer issues that are pending, awaiting the completion or conclusion of the supplementary estimates too. Honorable Speaker, that's why you see very many chairs of committees are not in the House this afternoon, because they are trying to burn the midnight oil even tonight to make sure that they finish with the supplementary appropriations report in readiness for debate of this business as we agreed in the House business this morning on Thursday and Friday. There is some more important business relating to counties, especially on the Division of Revenue Bill, which has to be published and come for first reading, hopefully by Thursday evening or Friday morning. Honorable Speaker, we would have extended the sitting, as I said, on Thursday, probably up to the close of business, up to midnight, but we have the iftar dinner, Honorable Speaker, which you are hosting, and have invited all of us to join our Muslim brothers and sisters for the iftar dinner on Thursday. So Thursday evening, we have a very short afternoon, probably just about 2 hours before we adjourn for the iftar dinner hosted by the Speaker, and therefore it will be important to have that extra sitting on Thursday morning and Friday morning. And because the Honorable Wamashukuru and Honorable Wamushomba and Jane Kagiri are making a lot of noise behind me, I do hope that they've heard there will be a sitting on Thursday morning and Friday morning. And therefore, I beg to move and request the Honorable Jack Wamboka to second this motion in agreement on behalf of the Leader of Minority.
The acting Leader of Minority, and in that capacity, Honorable Speaker, I second the motion by my counterpart on the other side.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Order member for, is that Barongo? Honorable Barongo, can you walk to the bar? Now take the nearest seat. Junaid, take the nearest seat. Authority should follow you to any seat. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 10, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 28(4), calendar of the House, and 33C hours of meeting, this House resolves to 1, hold morning sittings on Thursday, 13th March 2025, and Friday, 14th March 2025, commencing 10 a.m., for purposes of considering priority business relating to the supplementary estimates 2, for the financial year 2024-2025 related legislation and the budget cycle. 2, commence a short recess on Monday, 17th March 2025, and 3, resume regular sittings on Tuesday, 1st April 2025, to continue with the first part of the fourth session. I put the question. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 10, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 28(4), calendar of the House, and 33C hours of sitting, this House resolves to 1, hold morning sittings on Thursday, 13th March 2025, and Friday, 14th March 2025, commencing at 10 a.m., for purposes of considering priority business relating to supplementary estimates 2, for the financial year 2024-25, related legislation and the budget cycle. 2, commence a short recess on Monday, 17th March 2025, and 3, resume regular sittings on Tuesday, 1st April 2025, to continue with the first part of the fourth session. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes, Honorable Omboko Milemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise on a point order that touches on also a matter that relates to the Constitution on the budget-making process. Honorable Speaker, the practice of this House has been that usually every budget processing time, there was monies that was allocated through public participation to different counties. Honorable Speaker, this chance around was a chance for Vihiga County and other 5
Honorable
counties.
Milemba, I've been requested by the Majority Leader that I stand you down. We clear the short motion at order 11, then I give you the opportunity, if you don't mind. Call order number 11. Just hold your horses.
Order number 11, motion, elections in reconstituted committees.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that further to the resolutions of the House of 5th and 6th March 2025 regarding the reconstitution of committees, this House resolves as follows. One, that with respect to departmental committees, where a chairperson or vice chairperson is ordinarily elected for the term of Parliament, the elections will only be undertaken for the positions of chairperson or vice chairperson, which fell vacant as a result of the recent reconstitution of committees, being the following. A, chairpersons for the departmental committees on energy, environment and forestry and mining, health, labor, and trade, industry and cooperatives, and B, the vice chairpersons for the departmental committees on education, lands, regional development, and tourism and wildlife. And two, that with respect to all other select committees which were reconstituted pursuant to the standing orders and whose leadership also lapsed at the commencement of this session, elections for all chairpersons and vice chairpersons will be undertaken for the respective vacant positions as per the schedule circulated by the clerk on the 6th of March 2025. Honorable Speaker, the import of this motion is to allow the House to elect chairs and vice chairs for the 18 committees, select committees whose term had lapsed. And therefore, since the term had lapsed, they had no chairs and vice chairs, and they are naturally going to hold elections to elect their chairs and vice chairs. Two is to limit our elections of departmental committees to only the chairs and vice chairs who were affected by the reconstitution of committees, because they are chairs, for instance, of the Committee of Forestry, Energy, Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, whose chairs were able to be moved from one committee to the other, and therefore those committees do not have substantive chairs. The same with the departmental committees on tourism and wildlife, regional development, education and lands. The vice chairs again were moved, and therefore they will be expected to hold elections for those vice chairs. And the import of that for all the other chairs is that, and vice chairs, is that we shall not have elections for all the other chairs and vice chairs. Honorable Speaker, I heard you asking the Honorable Oudo to go back to his usual seat. And it is only Honorable Oudo and members of the Public Accounts Committee who would understand why the Honorable Oudo had to move from one point to the other, because I have seen his form somewhere. And there's a lot of lobbying, jostling for these positions. Therefore, we want to make sure that for orderly conduct of business, because we're also in a very important season, the budget making process. For instance, as I mentioned today, the liaison committee that has all chairs is sitting now, even as we sit here. Therefore, we do not want to disrupt them with elections, and they have a lot of work ongoing, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, beg to move, as we agreed in the House Business Committee, to this motion that we move. I beg to move and request the Leader of Minority, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, to second in agreement.
Honorable Junet, disband that Kamkunji and...
I know the Honorable Katan. I was asking the Leader of Minority to second, and the Honorable Katana is distracting him. And you know, before the Honorable Junet walked in, and I know he was in a meeting in his office with members of his coalition, the Honorable Amboka was seated where he seated. And when I requested him to second on behalf of the Leader of Minority, he purported to be the acting Leader of Minority. And that is why you saw the Honorable Junet walk in very fast, because there cannot be an acting Leader of Minority. The Leader of Minority is present. And I invite him to second this motion in agreement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand to second the motion as moved by the majority leader. Having said, Mr. Speaker, I'm shocked that Honorable Wampoka was masquerading as a minority leader, Mr. Speaker, in the House, Mr. Speaker, in my absence. Mr. Speaker, that is very dangerous and bad manners, Mr. Speaker. It's treasonous, Mr. Speaker, because this is the man who has just come to Parliament the other day. I was showing him where washrooms are, where, food is taken. Mr. Speaker, I've taken him around everywhere, but now he's masquerading. Mr. Speaker, I'm really shocked, but I will deal with him in accordance with the standing orders. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I start to second, and what the majority leader has moved is that, there are committees that their term has lapsed. The select committees, budget committee, PIC, PAC, and other things. But there are committees also, Mr. Speaker, whose terms have not lapsed. So there was a kind of agitation in the House that people want to contest for all committees when they are chairs who are chairmen or chairpersons who are in office legally. Mr. Speaker, what we are having now is just a mini election. The general election is coming ahead of us. So hold your horse. This is just a small election or a mini election and midterm elections. But the real election is ahead of us. So those committees, the standing order is very clear. There are committees that were supposed to serve for 2 years. Their term has lapsed. But the committees that were supposed to serve for full term, those ones cannot be subjected to an election. Their term will lapse at that time when the 5-year period ends, Mr. Speaker. So that is the clarification this motion of the majority leader is making, Mr. Speaker. Because I have seen chairs who are under threat. Now the chair of Transport Committee, people are campaigning for it. I was wondering when has his term ended. The man even looked malnourished today. If you look at him, Mr. Speaker, he's really worried, Mr. Speaker. So this motion is going to protect him. This motion is going to defend him. So with those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honourable members, I now propose the question at order number 11, which is that further, the resolutions of the House of 5th and 6th March 2025 regarding the reconstitution of committees, this House resolves as follows. 1, that with respect to departmental committees where a chairperson or vice chairperson is ordinarily elected for the term of Parliament, the elections will only be undertaken for the positions of chairperson or vice chairperson which fell vacant as a result of the recent reconstitution of committees, being the following. A, chairpersons for the departmental committees on energy, environment, forestry and mining, health, labor, trade, industry and cooperatives, and B, vice chairpersons for the departmental committees on education, lands, regional development, and tourism and wildlife. 2, that with respect to all other select committees which were reconstituted pursuant to the standing orders and whose leadership also lapsed at the commencement of this session, elections for all chairpersons and vice chairpersons will be undertaken for the respective vacant positions as per the schedule circulated by the clerk on 6th March 2025. I put the question. Honourable members, I now put the question and order number 11, which is that further the resolutions of the House of 5th and 6th March 2025 regarding the reconstitution of committees, this House resolves as follows. 1, that with respect to departmental committees where a chairperson or vice chairperson is ordinarily elected for the term of Parliament, the elections will only be undertaken for the positions of chairperson or vice chairperson which fell vacant as a result of the recent reconstitution of committees, being the following. A, chairpersons for the departmental committees on energy, environment, forestry and mining, health, labor, trade, industry and cooperatives, and B, vice chairpersons for the departmental committees on education, lands, regional development, tourism and wildlife, and 2, that with respect to all other select committees which were reconstituted pursuant to the standing orders and whose leadership also lapsed at the commencement of this session, elections for all chairpersons and vice chairpersons will be undertaken for the respective vacant positions as per the schedule circulated by the clerk on 6th March 2025. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next, now Milemba.
Honorable Speaker.
You can start afresh.
I will come in a different style now, Honorable Speaker. Matters related to budget making are expressly documented in the Constitution. And in particular, matters relating to public participation are equally touched in the Constitution in Section 221, Section 5 of 221, which indicates that in discussing and reviewing the estimates, the committee shall seek representations from the public, and the recommendations shall be taken into account when the committee makes its recommendations to the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, that has been the practice of this House, that in every budget-making process, usually the budget committee will move around in 5 or so counties and pick public participation. And usually they are allocated about 2 billion to every county or 5 counties where the public participation has been done. Honorable Speaker, during this session of Parliament, that has happened, and about 21 counties have benefited. But in the last year's public participation, Vihiga, among other counties, had their chance for public participation. It was insinuated that this public participation would continue and all the counties would benefit. But following what happened in the budget committee, and possibly that's why we have changed, or you are changing the leadership of the budget committee, which misused the clause of public participation and actually abused it by increasing that figure from 2 billion to over hundreds of billions. A guillotine, Honorable Speaker, was placed on public participation, and which has disadvantaged Vihiga as a county plus other counties, which if they are here, they should speak on this. And the monies that otherwise were put in public participation genuinely, not these other monies that is an addition that is not known where it's going to, where you will find that one constituency is having monies up to 1 billion for public participation. No, Honorable Speaker, that was not part of the real public participation that was instrumented in the Constitution. And therefore, our county, Vihiga, has lost all the roads, all the schools, all the monies that were otherwise allocated to that particular county because of public participation. I want you, Honorable Speaker, please, to beseech the committee that is now looking at the budget afresh in the supplementary one, so that they may bring back the monies that are genuinely placed for public participation, and which is not the extras that was put there by those who were in power that particular time and ended up misusing that clause so as for the constituencies and the counties that were supposed to get these monies genuinely to lose the money. And finally, this should be a caution to those who are coming into these committees, that a very good thing and practice by this House can be rendered useless if it is abused by those who are put in positions as chairmen of committees. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Maungu. Maungu. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Speaker. Allow me to ride on what my neighbor and brother Omboko Milemba has just raised with regard to funds initially allocated to public participation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for a long time, counties have benefited significantly as a result of funds set aside through public participation kitty. And for the first time, Vihiga was catered for in this financial year, Mr. Speaker. And Speaker, during the public hearings, I did participate in one of those meetings, and it was important that we bring projects that we felt as a people were important to our respective constituencies of the county. And it's unfortunate that whatever happened in June, whereby the uprising of the Gen Zs saw this kitty slashed off, Mr. Speaker. But the challenge came where the fund, where the money that had been allocated was increased to a level whereby it was actually felt that some counties are going to benefit more than other counties, Mr. Speaker. I want to join my brother and actually request that the liaison committee that is looking at the public participation should not just brush off that figure, Mr. Speaker, because for the first time, Vihiga was going to benefit. And having it deleted, Mr. Speaker, will actually see our people and the great people of Vihiga omitted from this important kitty, which is supposed to bring equity. I therefore want to join my brother in saying that, Mr. Speaker, we need your indulgence on this matter. Thank you.
Wangwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, within the reading of the Constitution, Article 221, as read to us by the Honorable Omboko Milemba, this will also disadvantage Kakamega as a county, Honorable Speaker. And in your ruling, Honorable Speaker, please consider that also the same amount which was supposed to benefit the county of Kakamega in its entirety was also not dispersed as per the voting of the House. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, despite the fact that we voted for it, it was never dispersed to the